Imagine standing face to face with an ancient human, not a movie version, not a superhero. A real person who lived thousands of years before gyms, mirrors, protein shakes, or workout plans. The first thing you might notice would not be huge arms. It might be something much stranger. Their body would probably look less polished than a modern fitness model, but it may have been far harder to break. And this is where the question gets interesting. Were ancient humans actually more fit than us? Or do we just imagine them that way? Because when people think about strength, they usually picture visible abs, big shoulders, and muscles made for the camera. But ancient bodies were not built for the camera. They were built by a world that did not care how they looked. Their daily life was not comfortable. If they wanted food, they moved. If they wanted water, they moved. If they wanted safety, they moved. Walking, carrying, climbing, digging, throwing, squatting, balancing, and running were not exercises. They were normal parts of staying alive. But here's the trap. That does not mean every ancient human looked like a bodybuilder. In fact, many of them probably did not. Their strength was not the kind that looks perfect under gym lighting. It was the kind you only notice when someone has to keep going after the body is already tired. Think about that for a second. A modern person can have impressive muscles and still live most of the day sitting down. An ancient human may have looked thinner, rougher, and less dramatic, but their body was being tested constantly. Not for 1 hour, not 3 times a week, every day. Their legs may have been one of their greatest weapons. Long walks across uneven ground, tracking animals, carrying food, escaping danger, moving without smooth roads, soft shoes, or chairs waiting nearby. Their lower body was not trained for appearance. It was trained by distance. Then there was grip strength. This part is easy to miss. Ancient people had to hold, drag, lift, break, carry, and shape things by hand. Before machines did the work, the hand was one of the most important tools a human had. A strong grip was not a fitness goal. It was survival. But the biggest difference may not have been muscle size at all. It may have been endurance. The ability to keep moving. The ability to stay useful while hungry, tired, cold, or uncomfortable. That is a type of fitness most modern people rarely test. And this is where the story becomes uncomfortable. We have better medicine, better food access, better tools, and more comfort than humans in the past. But comfort removes pressure. And pressure is what shaped the ancient body. Today, weakness can hide for years. You can sit all day, order food, avoid heat, avoid cold, avoid hunger, avoid walking, and still survive. The modern world protects the body from struggle. But the body was not designed to do nothing. Ancient humans did not need to find time to move. Their environment forced movement into every part of life. Their muscles worked together because real life never isolated one muscle at a time. A hunt did not care about your biceps. Carrying something heavy over rough ground did not care about your abs. Survival used the whole body at once. So were they muscular? Yes, but probably not in the way most people imagine. They were not necessarily huge. They were likely leaner, tougher, more mobile, and more physically useful. Their bodies were not made for posing. They were made for walking farther, carrying longer, reacting faster, and surviving more discomfort. And that may be the real answer. Ancient humans were not fitness influencers. They were not perfect physical machines. Life was dangerous, injuries were serious, and survival was never guaranteed. But their bodies had something many modern bodies are losing: daily resilience. The strangest part is that we now train in gyms to recover abilities that ordinary life once demanded. We lift because we no longer carry enough. We run because we no longer have to travel by foot. We stretch because chairs slowly steal our mobility. We exercise because comfort made movement optional. So if you placed an average modern person beside an ancient hunter-gatherer, the ancient person might not look more impressive at first glance. But after a long walk, a heavy carry, a climb, or a day without comfort, the difference might become obvious. One body was shaped by convenience. The other was shaped by necessity. One body asks, "How do I look?" The other asks, "Can I keep going?" And maybe that is why ancient humans are so fascinating. Not because they were bigger than us, but because their bodies were built for a world that gave them no choice.